All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yo, what's up, We Book fam? This is your boy Big Daddy C coming at you with another episode of the Raw Dog Monday show. Bringing you raw takes, no safe words, and tapping out all the storylines one bad decision at a time. So this episode here, fresh off Backlash, which was in Tampa. We saw Roman Reigns survive Jacob Fatu to retain his World Heavyweight Championship. Tonight we're in Knoxville, Tennessee. And so see what the fallout was from the events of Backlash. And so kicking off, we had the Vision, Braun Breaker, and Logan Paul and Austin Theory out there, who are the current World Tag Team Champions. Paul Heyman took the mic and addressed the WWE Universe, claiming that Seth Rollins was not ready to combat Braun Breaker and will never be ready to have a victory over any of the Vision members. Heyman eventually turned the mic over to Austin Theory, but before he can say much, the Street Profits interrupted. Montez Ford came out there, basically said they came to Raw to kick the Vision's ass. Because Bianca Belair is busy at home, with the baby. She's currently pregnant, as we all know. While Logan Paul was out here bragging and shit, he got interrupted by Joe Hendry, and basically, just set up the 6-man tag match that they had. Joe Hendry was singing this song, Paul, can you fire Logan Paul? So he's basically singing his new hit. Basically here we had like I said, 6-man tag match, Street Profits and Joe Hendry versus the Vision. We got first comment here. We got Lucas Hatley. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Hello to you. Thanks for tuning in. We had this 6-man tag match here. Last time in action, we had Joe Hendry defeating Austin Theory on the Raw last week. You had Logan Paul and Austin Theory and IShow Speed losing their match to LA Knight and the Usos at WrestleMania. That was the last time they were in action as a team. Street Profits defeated Los Garzas on main event October 27th. That was their last tag team match. And then Braun Breaker, of course, beat Seth Rollins at Backlash. So early on in this match, the Vision controlled the action coming off the commercial break. Basically isolating Montez, cutting him off from his partners and Hendry and Angelo Dawkins. Eventually Hendry and the Street Profits fought their way back into the match. But here came another commercial break. And then basically brought the heels back to dominance. Late in the match, Seth Rollins would appear and attack Braun Breaker. This distraction allowed Montez Ford to roll up Austin Theory and score the win for the three, for them two and Joe Hendry. After the match, Seth Rollins will help up Dawkins to his feet. After, he will help Dawkins up to his feet, only for Braun Breaker to try basically flatten him with a spear. Seth Rollins moved out the way in the process of this, and Dawkins ate the spear. After that, you saw that Montez Ford, he's looking at Seth while D'Angelo Dawkins was on the ground. He's like, "What you do to my guy? What you do to my guy?" And so it's some heat going on there. There's been issues with with the Street Profits and Seth Rollins the last couple of weeks. Basically, one of the other, had taken a spear because of some, them all not being on the same page per se. And so, so we'll see what happens with those three. Next up, we had a backstage segment. We had Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan interrupting Adam Pearce, who was having a conversation with the original El Grande Americano and his two lackeys, Bruto and Julio. Julio, who we all know is the Creed brothers. They're now, they're now the lackeys for El Grande Americano. And so as a result, we got, let's see, Amal Hamid. What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, as a result, we had Adam Pearce booking Dirty Dom to defend his AAA Mega Championship against against El Grande Americano, the original, aka Chad Gable. Next up, we had a Penta promo. Penta was pretty much frustrated by the weeks of trash talk from Ethan Page. He basically called him out. So there was a back and forth promo, which pretty much opened up the door for Ethan Page denying Penta's request for a match between them two on May 23rd at Saturday night's main event. Before Penta could finish his promo, Rusev would interrupt. Rusev basically took credit for last week's tag team victory and told Page to shut up. Ethan Page did not oblige and claimed Javon Evans bars into Adam Pearce's office and claimed that Rusev could not beat him. This brought out Javon, and after some back and forth between these guys, brawl will break out, which concluded with the baby faces standing tall. Next up, we had Javon Evans versus Rusev. So this pretty much led to a match between the two. Last time in action, we saw Ethan Page and Rusev, defeat Penta and Javon Evans. And so this match is pretty solid. I wasn't long, but I think for the most part, both guys look pretty decent in this match. Rusev controlled most of the action coming out of commercial break, pretty much using his strength to an advantage to overwhelm Javon early and often. Evans would eventually capitalize on the opening to fire some offense, but Rusev will cut him down with a follow-away slam onto the commentary table, uttering the words, "He's just a kid," and this would lead into another commercial break. Back from the break, Evans mounted a comeback, and after some back and forth action, he would eventually overcome his back pain, to deliver the OG cutter and secure the victory. So yeah, like I said, this was a pretty solid match. Not long, but both guys eventually look strong. So these two are not done. I think we got some more action coming between these guys as they are vying for championships, vying for an opportunity at the Intercontinental title. So yeah, next up we had a backstage segment between Asuka and Io, basically congratulating her on becoming the woman she knew she can be. I don't know what the future holds for Asuka. I don't know if they're gonna send her back down to NXT or if this is just her needing some time off. I don't know what the plan is for her, but we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. Next up, we have Paige and Brie Bella answering the Judgment Day. I will be honest with you all. I think, oh man, I did not want to tune into this at all. But I did go back and watch the highlights of this, the segment here. So basically, Brie and Paige at the ring answer the Judgment Day's challenge. Basically, Raquel and Roxanne called them out last week. They would eventually interrupt Brie Bella and Paige. And Brie Bella criticized Roxanne Perez for aligning herself with Liv Morgan. Raquel would take a shot at Paige's scandal-filled past before Liv Morgan could attack from out of nowhere. The Judgment Day stood tall to close the segment out, as Michael Cole declared. The Judgment Day wants all of the gold. We had a backstage segment after this Jimmy Uso was trying to convince Roman Reigns to let the Jacob Fatu thing go, not force him to acknowledge him. Roman Reigns basically said, "Hey, man, bump all that. There needs to be some order. He got to acknowledge me." And he said Fatu will hold up his end of the deal or he will be gone. So basically, he wants him to acknowledge him or he ain't gonna be in the company no more. Next up, we had our match between Io Sky and Sol Ruka. Last time in action, we had Io defeating Asuka at Backlash, and Sol Ruka lost to Zarya on NXT last month. This was the best battle between the best female wrestler on the WWE roster and a newcomer, former NXT North American champion to be exact. We know what Sol Ruka brings to the table. A lot of impressive athletic ability between these two, which pretty much opened up the match. Io Sky would eventually catch Sol Ruka with a drop kick to the stomach mid handstand. We came back from the commercial break. Io will fight out of a superplex and basically rock Sol Ruka with a Shote uppercut. Or upcut, whatever they call it, and she brought the NXT former NXT women North American champion crashing back down to the mat with a top rope Spanish fly driving the wind out of her. After that, Sol Ruka would she caught Io with a boot to the face, climbed the ropes and delivered a modified DDT for a near fall. The crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." And then while Io did hesitate on her over the moonsault, which Ruka got the feet up to counter, she did try to soul snatcher seconds later, but Io would counter that with a crucifix roll up for the pin and the win. This was a shocker. I thought they would have had Sol Ruka get a win over Io, but looks like they want to keep the momentum going for Io. But there was some mutual respect even after the match between the two. So I was sitting here with them, like, are they going to try to when they always do the handshake and the hugs and all that after the match between two baby faces, and just leave you wondering, like, are they going have a turn heel or some shit like that? You can't help but think, because we done seen this shit so many times before. She just got there on the main roster, so you don't want to speculate too much and all that. So next up we had let's see here. We had the Oba Femi Open Challenge. We know he's been doing the Open Challenge for the last couple of weeks. Basically he's out there waiting and only for Adam Pearce to show up, and says that there was no one willing to step up to battle him this week. Oba Femi, this pissed him off, and he wasn't willing to take a cancellation. And so he just stormed backstage, grabbed whoever else was in the way. And unfortunately, Los Garza happened to be the two unfortunate individuals that was in the way at the time. And he basically proceeded to carry both of them to the ring after kicking their asses. And then he brutalized both of them very quickly. And handicap victory. Yeah, nothing to write home about. I don't know how long this Open Challenge is going to go on until somebody, meaningful steps up. But we shall see what happens in the coming weeks. Next up, we had a backstage segment. JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio were walking to the ring as Dominic is getting ready for his Mega Championship defense. Out of nowhere, Finn Bálor comes out and wipes out JD McDonough, basically ensuring that he will not be getting involved in that match between Dominic Mysterio and El Grande, the original El Grande Americano. So that brings us to this match. We know last time in action, the Los Hermanos defeated the Los Americanos on Monday Night Raw last week. Dominic Mysterio lost to Finn Bálor at WrestleMania. That was his last match. We do have so this match is taking place before the mask versus mask showdown between the OG El Grande Americano and the imposter at Triple A's Noche de los Grandes. But yeah, we got this match here for the AAA Mega Championship. Dominic Mysterio quickly found himself on the defensive after being sent face first into the ring post. We came back from the commercial break. Americano will mount a comeback. Let me see here. I'm sorry, Americano found himself on the defensive end after being sent face first into the ring post. We came back from commercial break. Americano will mount a comeback. Saw him execute a quick near fall on Dominic Mysterio. There was some interference from Rayo Bravo and the imposter El Grande Americano, which allowed Dominic Mysterio to catch his opponent with a 619 and to win the match and retain his AAA Mega Championship. So yeah, I'm gonna tune into that mask versus mask match because I want to see how that's gonna play out. Who's gonna get unmasked, and then that way we can finally be done with this damn imposter versus OG El Grande Americano shit, because I've been wanting this shit to end for the longest time. So we will see how this plays out. I'm gonna be tuning in for sure. Backstage, we had Jackie Redmond interviewing Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Maxine Dupree, who has been caught in the background talking to Theory for several weeks, could be she was spotted in the car that they got into, hinting at her, potential involvement with the Vision. So we'll see, when that gets revealed. And this brings us to our main event segment, the acknowledgement ceremony. We know last time in action, Roman defeated Jacob Fatu at Backlash to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Before Roman Reigns could officially welcome the WWE Universe to the acknowledgement ceremony, Jacob Fatu would arrive, waste a little time. You saw Jay trying to stop him, in the parking lot. But it's like, you got to think about this, man. Be smart. Jacob wasn't trying to hear that shit, so he beat the fuck out of Jay, and then made his way to the ring. Walking up to the ramp, Jimmy, approached him. Hey, got his ass kicked too. Then he made his way he made a beeline to the tribal chief. They started brawling. Reigns neutralized him with a steel chair. Basically just laying into him, and like, you want to acknowledge me. But Jacob Fatu was like, nah, bitch, we not having none of that. All right, and they took the shit to the outside. Jacob Fatu, eventually, he he put that tongue and death grip on him again, man. Led to a power bomb through the commentary table or announce table. And you thought it was over, but no, it was not. He stood tall to close out the show, but he kept going back. He even did a jump into the tongue and death grip. He was on point, man. And then he walks off, and you think it's over again. You think it's done. You think he ain't got nothing else to do to this man. He runs, basically makes a beeline, and literally like hip checks Roman and the Usos through the fucking security barrier, bro. Like that shit was some crazy. That was a crazy way to end the show. I love it. I love it, man. This Samoan on Samoan action is top tier. I love it. I know a lot of people like, I know they tired of the bloodline. They tired of all this shit with the bloodline. I get it. But hey, that shit bringing ratings, man. Like it is what it is. And with Jacob Fatu in the mix, I'm pretty sure he gonna have some company joining him to aid him, because I after what he just did, I'm pretty sure the Usos like, man, fuck this nigga, man. Hey, Roman, we with you. He gonna have to fall in line. We gonna help you make him fall in line, and that's gonna have to lead. That's gonna lead Jacob to getting him some help. He gonna have to go get him some help. I don't know if it's gonna be. Hey, I think Fatu gonna be on the way. I've been hearing, some rumblings about maybe Royce Keys being in the mix because him and Jacob got some history, and he knows pretty much knows all the Samoans, pretty much most of the whole family. So it's a lot. It's a lot we got happening, man. So I cannot wait to see how this plays out. I'm pretty sure they're gonna save the reveal for his who's gonna be helping him. Probably say that shit for Clash in Italy. This was great. This was a nice show. I'm not gonna say great, but it was a solid show for the most part. Good fallout, for Backlash. Not too many storylines were solidified, tonight, but we'll know in the coming weeks how everything is gonna play out. Thanks for all who tuned in to this episode of the Raw Dog Monday show. We'll catch you guys, on the rest of the week's shows, as well as Sunday's variety show, the Sunday Night Stunner. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate you guys' support. Much love. Big Daddy C standing out. Peace.